We have it.
Okay.
All right, Khalid's
Yep.
here, guys. All right. Okay, so you can't go until everyone is done. Okay, hi everyone.
Hi, miss.
Hi.
How's everybody? Okay, are you ready?
No.
You know
Hopefully.
what? Okay. As soon as you're done, except Alif because Alif's recording. As soon as you're done, you're going to. You're going to. I mean, I'm going to allow you to go. All right. It's just 2 minutes for each. So this is how we're going to do the quiz. I'm going to ask you questions. It could be related to your learning. It could be related to what you do. It could be related to the poem that we had. So the 3 poems that we had. We have also the story of the lost boys. Okay, so each of you will have different questions. I'm not going to give you the same questions, so at least it will be fair for everyone. The reason why we do this is because one of the things that we want to keep is the academic integrity. So we want to make sure that everyone is learning, even though we don't always push you or force you to uh, do something more than what you're able to do. All right. So if you're ready, it's okay. If you need time to breathe or ask questions, I'm going to allow you to ask questions for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, in 2 to 3 minutes, you're free to ask me questions if there are some things that is bothering you so far. Okay, so table is open for questions.
When is the research report due?
Research report will be after Eid.
All right. Thank you.
Eid
Miss,
holiday.
there's some people who aren't here. Can I call them and then come back into the meeting?
Yes. All right. Okay.
Miss Irene, for the research
Yes.
report, basically creating a research, right?
Yes, it's a research report. You research on something and you report from what you have
Alright.
gathered. If there are some ideas that you were able to put together, so it's like presenting a research. These are the things that I was able to find. Let me add something too. All right. Okay. Okay, you're getting that. Anyone else? If you have questions, ask now. Once we've started, we will take it one step at a time. Yes, dear.
An influence is when a poet uses another when someone uses another person's writing as a reference or as an inspiration to what they're doing, right?
Yes, that could be one. Or maybe it has an influence because in the past you have read through some things in a history, like what we're doing now. Maybe when you write, if you're going to write about poems about nature, maybe Tao Chen's work will have an influence on you. Oh, okay. Perhaps it could give you more ideas to come up with your own. Okay, influence. So not necessarily copying a work, but it's like adding into your work or getting inspiration from there, or maybe the style you would want to do something or similar to that. All right, so that's it.
Okay.
Okay, any more question? Ask now, because you will have different questions. If you're ready, we can start with the first one.
Sure.
What's the order of the testing? Like, who's gonna get questions first? Is it by alphabetical order?
Volunteer, dear.
Miss, can I go first?
Whoever cannot go for whoever cannot be able to complete today, so you will have the next time or next class, that will be Thursday, but we can only spend 15 minutes. So your mark will be based on how fast you will answer the question, the thinking time. So you only have like 2 minutes to answer the questions. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you are ready, we are ready. Okay, let me know if you're ready.
Alif, are you gonna go first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna go after Alif.
9, 8. Okay, great. So
I don't feel like delaying.
Your mark will be 5 of 5 and 5 of 5. First question, 5 points. Second question, 5 points.
Okay.
As long as you can answer the question, you're fine. You're free to go, except Alif, because Alif's recording. Okay. So Alif, you want to start?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Okay. All right. Let's start with the first question. First and second question. Okay. So your first question, Alif, when we analyze a vocabulary, what are the things that we have to consider when you're analyzing a new vocabulary? So you have to explain that in 1 minute, perhaps 1 to
Right.
2 minutes.
Definitely the definition of the vocabulary. It's synonyms and antonyms. So because it's proven that opposites are a great way of learning. We also have phrases that we may use, especially with the different forms, for example, verb, adjective, noun form of that vocabulary. That way it will enhance your usage of that vocabulary.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
just about it.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Can you give me a short, maybe three lines summary of Lost Boys?
So refugees refugees from Kenya are sent to the U.S. They struggle there. Wait. So a group of refugees from Kenya are sent to the U.S. They struggle there. They recall their memories.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. All right. So at least you have the 3 ideas. Okay. That's all.
Can
That's
I go
all.
next?
Bye-bye. Okay. Who's going to go next? Renisha?
Me.
Okay. Renisha, we have 3 poems. Okay. Because I'm sorry, I'm setting a time because you only have like 2 minutes to complete all, huh? All right. Yes, Renisha, okay, we have 3 poems. And from the 3 poems, there is this thing that is very common between them. And can you explain that concept, or can you explain that literary idea? Okay, yes,
That concept is known to be the universal theme. Universal theme means that it's a message, a lesson, or a theme between works of literature that connect them. They have a message that unifies them together. So in the 3 poems, despite them being written in different times by different authors, they are connected by the universal theme of appreciating nature.
Okay, thank you. That's good. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Question number 2. So you spent 37 seconds. You still have 1 minute and 30 seconds. All right. The next question, or the next thing that you have to tell me, is the importance of using authentic text when studying a grammar structure or a grammar aspect of language. So the importance, you have to explain to me the importance of using authentic texts. If you can still remember the meaning of authentic text, you have to tell me what that is and how it is going to help for somebody who's learning the language. All right, so your time continues. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds, go.
Authentic text, it means magazine articles, nonfiction writing, stuff like that. And they could help a person who's learning the language because it shows an application of the grammar usage. So let's say you're new to the writing, you're new to the English language, and you want to learn more about the grammar. So you have to check out like newspaper articles, researches written by people, because it shows how they're applying they're applying a strong usage of grammar and how it can help them in their studies, because of course grammar is important when you're learning a new language.
Okay, thank you. All right, you're free to go if you want to go. If you want to stay, you're welcome. Okay, next,
Bye-bye.
please. Bye-bye. Anyone?
Can I go next?
All right, Mariam.
Okay.
Okay, just a minute, your 2 minutes. Okay, so you have only 2 minutes to complete everything. All right,
Okay.
yes, Mariam, we're gonna go to, just a minute. Okay, research report. Okay, for research report writing, what are the things that we have to secure when we are starting to write a research report? Your time starts now.
What do you mean?
Okay, what are the things that you need to prepare when you are planning to write a research report? Okay,
Evidence,
all right, so
articles
just
for your
give, sorry there, just give me maybe 3 points or 3 things that you need to prepare. All right, go.
Okay. Evidence like articles and things to support your research. Uh, a good introduction. If you don't have a good introduction, people won't be interested in your research, and it has to be something new and creative. A good hook.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right,
I
that's
think that's
fine,
it.
although it could be included in your introduction. Okay, the next one, give me at least 2 characters in the Lost Boys that were mentioned. 2 characters and describe who
Oh,
they are.
okay. Wait.
You don't need to mention the name if you have forgotten, but
Okay,
describe who they are.
Peter Dutt, I remember. Maddox, Riak, they were the 3 boys, the 3 lost boys in the main characters. I guess you could say main characters of the article and of the story. I guess you could say lost boys.
Mm-hmm.
And they were
Wonderful.
3 Sudanese refugees that came because of the Civil War.
Okay, good, very good. Okay, if you want to go, you are free to go.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. So 3 full mark. Yes,
Can I go
I need
next?
the next person. Who's that?
SEO.
I can
Asiel. All right, Asiel. Okay, Asiel, give me 3 words from the book. Sorry, your timer. Okay, give me 3 words from any vocabulary lesson between 19 to 20, and give me 3 analytical aspect, or maybe you could say meaning, collocation, or use of words or function. So 3 words that you can master from vocabulary 19 to 22. Okay, only 3, Asil. Okay, can I start your time? Okay,
Yeah.
go.
The first word is orthodox, and the way we can use that in a word, since orthodox means like very cultural or traditional, it can mean they're an orthodox family, so they stayed away from mainstream ideas. We can
Okay.
use it like that.
All right, move to the next now.
The next word is hectic. The hectic class never seemed to quiet down.
Okay.
And the third word is oratory. Just a minute. Oh, she told her speech in great oratory. Those are the
Okay.
3 words.
All right, okay. You spent 54 seconds. Okay, not bad. All right, next question. Okay. With the poetry or the poem, can you give me 2 poems that you can summarize from what we have read out of the 3, which has the universal theme? Okay, your time continues. Go.
So the 2 poems are My Heart Leaps Up and The Sun. Both of them have the universal theme of using nature as a basis foundation or example for what they want to say. For example, in My Heart Leaps Up, the author uses a rainbow to explain his manhood and his journey through life, while in The Sun, the author just loses words for how beautiful the sun may be. So both of them have the universal theme of appreciation for nature.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, Asil, you're free to go if you want to go. Okay.
All right, thank
Next, please.
Miss Agnes, I can go.
Yes, Mitz.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's start. Yes, Mitz, can you tell me? Okay. Okay. Author's purpose, Mitz. Give me 1 to 2 author's purpose and explain each of them. Okay, your time starts now.
Persuade. One of the author's purpose is to persuade. It means persuade is when an author would like to express or enforce their ideas to other people or to the readers. While there's another other purpose is to inform, which is to basically provide information, facts, or etc. to the readers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Okay, next one. You're going to tell me the importance of analyzing a word.
Okay.
Okay, your time.
One of the importance of analyzing a word is because it is important to analyze it because it is important to know how to use a word, and there are often people get confused with words with similar spellings or similar pronunciation. So it is important to analyze the word's meaning, form, so that they could be used appropriately, and you know what level the word is.
Okay, wonderful. All right. Okay, bye. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Mitz. Next,
Miss, I
please.
think
Who's that?
Nancy.
Okay, Nancy. All right, Nancy, can you tell me about sentence structures and explain your understanding of sentence structures in general? All right, you can start.
Okay, so there are 4 main types of sentence structures. There is the simple, compound, complex, and compound complex. So we use them to form different types of sentences. So for the simple sentence, we only use one independent clause, and for the compound, we use 2 or more independent clause. And for the complex, we use 1 or more independent and 1 or more dependent. And for the compound complex, we use 2 or more independent clauses and 1 or more dependent clauses.
Okay, very good. All right, your next question, as your time continues, give me 5 words from vocabulary, just words and their meaning. 5. From your vocabulary, 19 to 2022. Okay, only 5 words and their meanings. Only that. Go.
A metaphor, a figure of speech that contains comparison. Tripod, a 3-legged stand for camera. One second. What's called panorama, which
Panorama.
is a view from all directions.
Okay.
Resourceful, capable of thinking of ways to do things. Mimic is to imitate someone, and inaudible, unable to be heard.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy.
Miss, can I go next?
Okay, yes, Amanda. All right, Amanda, can you tell me the idea of influence and how is it as an element of poetry?
Okay, so influence is what gives the author ideas, or what influences them to write about a certain subject or topic, and it's what helps them get ideas about it and put that in their writings.
Okay, wonderful. All right, next one. Okay, next, Amanda, this is just a general question. How important is goal setting and general demonstration of learning to a student that is learning online, especially after the pandemic?
Okay, goal setting is important in a way that it can help the student follow through what they're doing, and especially that the teachers can't see what they're doing. So goal setting with the evidences and everything can help the student and the teacher find out what they're doing for with the subject.
Mm-hmm.
Stay
Okay.
in that.
Yes, Amanda?
Um, okay,
Okay.
so help them go through the right path and stay straight towards their goals.
Okay, thank you. All right, you're free to go if you want to go now.
Thank you.
Bye. Next.
Yes, I can go next.
Okay, yes, Mariam. Mariam, tell me about your experience and how you have grown in terms of speaking since the beginning of the online learning after after the school has been declared in a lockdown. So can you tell me the development that you have experienced all through, even while at home, in 1 minute?
Okay. It helped me like gain more confidence since like not like my classmates are not really watching me. So like I improved, and I also did a lot of speeches, which helped me have a lot of chances to change, and yeah.
Okay. So your practice has helped you. Okay, next one. All right. How important is using the words or the vocabulary words in a sentence? How is it important in your retention as a student?
It's important because a student might know the meaning of the word, but they might not know how to use it in the correct form and how to put it in the sentence, and how to use it. So it's of no use if we know the meaning, but we don't know how to apply it in a sentence. It's like it's the most important.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Right.
Next, please.
I think I can go next.
I think, okay, either.
Ainer?
Yeah.
Okay. Ainor, can you tell me how are we supposed to analyze a literature? A literary work. We are
So-
analyzing vocabulary. How do we analyze a literary work?
So for me first, I think the first thing you need to do is analyze what the author's purpose is on writing that specific work. And then you learn what he is trying to convey in that work itself. And then you see the vocab words that help to express that idea to the reader.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. All right. My next question regarding poetry. Ainur, can a reader understand exactly what the poet is trying to say without the poet telling the reader what he meant or she meant? Can you tell me, or can you explain your understanding of that? Again, my question again. Can a reader of a poem understand or interpret a poem according to what the writer actually meant or the intention of the writer? And can you explain your understanding of that without the writer telling the reader of what he meant
Okay.
directly or explaining? Okay, go.
Okay. No, because since humans are bred to have specific ideas ingrained into their culture, it's what do you call it? It's normal for them to have different ideas. And poems are normally known to be subtle and obscure in meaning. So that doesn't mean the reader can always get the correct or same idea as the author. Like interpretation and culture is ingrained into them to have different ideas.
All right. Okay, well said. Candidate number 9, done. Okay, bye, Ainer. Next, please.
I can do it.
Okay, Ryan. Okay. Ryan, based on your analysis and practice in looking for sentence structure or observing sentence structure in authentic texts, what have you observed so far that is commonly used by writers or by good writers?
In my experience of analyzing text, I saw that there are paragraphs that could only have two simple sentences, and that's the whole paragraph. And I've seen some paragraph that took um, long sentences like compound and complex, and that could be like 1/4 of the paragraph. So a paragraph could fluctuate between one sentences or many sentences.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, good. Next question. How do you think does a script help a speaker to speak independently without it?
Oh, so a script is basically the speaker's words that's on the paper. So if he reads the script and if he especially when he writes the script, he already knows what he should say next because when he's writing it, he's also reading it. So he's also studying it and then he will know how to present the speech without looking at the script.
Mhm. All right. So it gives the speaker a foundation and it
Yes.
helps the speaker when the speaker is practicing. Okay. Thank you, Ryan. I would want to ask you more questions, but we only have 2 questions for each. All right. Thank you, Ryan. That's good enough
Thank you,
for today.
guys.
Okay. Next, please. Mark, Khaled, anyone? Mark. Okay. Mark. Okay. Mark, do you have your microphone or would you like to write it down if in case your microphone is not working?
No, my microphone's working.
Oh, your microphone is working. Okay, Mark. Okay. So far, okay. What do you think of reflection and what do you think is the role of reflection in learning literature or learning literary arts in general?
In my opinion, whenever you're tackling a topic in a specific field, you tend to forget a lot of things. And so a reflection is really good if you want to look back at the things that people tend to look back at and ignore. So a reflection is kind of like a reminder to you that even the even the minuscule of details are something that you should remember. And it should also show whether you made mistakes or how to make it better, or to show how good you're doing and what you should be doing to improve your performance.
All right. Okay. Next, we're going to discuss the Lost Boys, Mark. Can you tell me 2 important or interesting ideas that you were able to get in Lost Boys that you think any reader, especially your age, can benefit from?
I think that the way they used adversity is because the way that they portrayed the fact that Kenya was not their second home. And so I like the way that the boys dealt through the pain in spite of the fact that they're living on unlivable conditions. And another thing that is very interesting is the, what do you call this? It's the inspiration. It's because um, if boys like that could reasonably live through struggles like drinking urine, you can live through anything. It's like it's like an inspiration to the younger crowd.
All right. Okay. I think that's good enough. Thank you, Mark. You're free to go, Mark. Yes, Khaled?
Yes.
Okay. Khaled, can you tell me what do you think is the role of poetry in the lives of grade 9 students of this generation?
Um, um, it's inspiring the students,
Mhm.
and it depends on the theme of the poetry. For example, a poem can inspire the students that nothing is impossible, and that
Mhm.
we can achieve everything if we want to, and if we work hard.
Mhm. Okay. Or poetry can also be an introduction to a voice of a grade 9 student. Now, wait a minute, I can use poetry to voice out my ideas, right? Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Okay, next one. How important is identifying the parts of speech of a vocabulary word? And give me one word and its part of speech, or the parts of speech that the word can function.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. How important is identifying the part of speech in which a word can function? How important is it that we would know it's a noun, it's an adjective? And give me one example, one word, and give me the function or part of speech in which the word belongs.
Finding the parts of speech of a vocabulary is important, so you know how to use the word in a sentence.
Okay, good. Example?
You can and an example of it is the word encore, and it's a noun.
Okay, it's a noun, encore. All right, wonderful. Thank you, Khalid. That's good enough for today. All right, Alif, thank you very much. I don't think other students will still be willing to come today.
All right, miss.
So I think everyone is done. Thank you so much, Alif.
No
You
problem,
can
miss.
rest
I'll send it
now.
to you in email as usual.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Alif, for
Okay,
your
miss.
help.
Bye-bye.
All right.